Having been cut off from the rest of the world for millions of years, life in Australia evolved on its own wild path. That's why the country isn't just home to stunning and one-of-a-kind animals. It's also crawling with some of the most deadly, nightmare-inducing creatures on the planet. So, if you're planning a trip to Australia anytime soon, watch your step. Here come the 15 most dangerous creatures lurking across the outback, coastlines, and even your hotel room ceiling. Number 15. Mouse spider. With a name like mouse spider, you'd expect something timid or small. Not in Australia. This little beast is more nightmare than rodent. There are 18 known species, and nearly all of them call Australia their home. While they live underground in burrows up to a foot deep, the males tend to wander during mating season, which is exactly when people run into them. They grow up to 5 centimeters long and come in shiny blues, blacks, or reds that almost look fake, until they bite. Mouse spiders pack a venom similar to that of the Sydney funnel web, which is no joke. The good news? Well, they're usually not aggressive. The bad news? If they decide to sink their fangs in and it's a wet bite, meaning they release venom, things can go downhill fast. Think blurred vision, muscle spasms, and difficulty breathing. If left untreated, their venom can cause fluid buildup in the lungs and potentially lead to heart failure, and then the chapter closes. Number 14. Bull shark. The great white gets all the attention, but if there's one shark Australians actually bump into, it's the shark. These predators don't stick to the deep blue. They swim right into rivers, harbors, and even freshwater streams, places humans actually use. And that's where the real danger lies. A full-grown bull shark can reach up to 11 feet and is armed with one of the strongest bite forces among all living fish. Combine that with their loving behavior and good nature, and you've got a shark that's not just dangerous, it's opportunistic. What makes them even more feared is their tendency to patrol shallow waters. Most people don't expect a shark attack in a calm estuary or murky river, but that's where bull sharks thrive. They've been linked to multiple unprovoked attacks, including the infamous Jersey Shore incident of 1916, the real-life inspiration for Jaws. If one of these sharks decides you're a threat or a snack, there's little chance to react in time. Number 13. Saltwater crocodile. If you think sharks are Australia's top predators, just think again. They are, but they are not. The saltwater crocodile doesn't stalk the deep. It owns the rivers, swamps, and coastlines. These giants can grow over 27 feet long and weigh nearly 4,000 pounds. With a prehistoric lineage stretching back over 2.5 million years, they haven't changed much, and they haven't needed to. Evolution already made them perfect killing machines. They don't chase. They wait like a loyal boyfriend. One snap, and it's over. Their bite force clocks in at an outrageous 3,690 pounds per square inch, the strongest of any animal on Earth. That's enough to crush bone like paper. When prey gets too close, they strike with terrifying speed, drag it underwater, and drown it before swallowing it whole. Salties don't just defend territory, they actively hunt. And they don't mind eating humans if they get the chance. In Australia, they're responsible for at least 2 deaths a year, and that number would be higher if not for public warnings and crocodile control efforts. Number 12. Stonefish. The only problem with this danger is that you can't see it. The stonefish is a master of disguise, buried beneath the sand, looking like nothing more than a lumpy rock. But if you step on it, your body will know exactly what you've just found. Native to Australia's coastal waters, this fish is one of the most venomous fish alive. Along its back are 13 spines, each capable of injecting a dose of venom that feels less like a sting and more like your legs being crushed in a vice. The pain is instant and overwhelming. People who've survived describe it as unbearable. Some even beg to have the limb amputated. Swelling sets in fast, followed by tissue death and, in some cases, heart failure. There is anti-venom, but you'll need it quickly. If the venom spreads too far, your body might not come back from it. In short, the ocean's deadliest ambush predator looks like a stone and hits like hell. Number 11. Irukandji jellyfish. Tiny, transparent, and terrifying, the Irukandji jellyfish is nightmare fuel disguised as a 1-inch sea ghost. Found only in the northern waters of Australia, there are 16 known species, all nearly invisible, and packing a venom punch that ranks among the strongest on the planet. You won't see them coming. Their bells are barely the size of a fingernail, and their tentacles, sometimes stretching over a meter, drift like threads in the current. But if you touch one, the reaction is fast and brutal. The sting causes Irukandji syndrome, a condition first documented in 1952. Symptoms include excruciating muscle cramps, burning skin, nausea, vomiting, and full-body psychological distress so intense it's often described as a feeling of impending doom. Thankfully, death is rare with proper treatment. But rising ocean temperatures are pushing these creatures farther south into waters where people aren't prepared. And without quick medical intervention, this jellyfish's sting could easily turn a beach day into a disaster. Number 10. Box jellyfish. Out of all the deadly creatures swimming in Australia's waters, the box jellyfish sits right at the top of the food chain, and it doesn't even have teeth. With over 50 known species drifting through the oceans, many of the most dangerous are found off the country's northern coast. At first glance, they don't look threatening. Their bodies are transparent, soft, and oddly graceful. But each tentacle is lined with 500,000 stinging cells that can inject venom powerful enough to shut down your heart in minutes. These jellyfish don't attack out of malice, they're just defending themselves or hunting small fish. But when a human gets tangled in their tentacles, the pain is immediate and excruciating. Victims often experience paralysis, shock, and, in the worst cases, death. The venom causes your cells to leak, your blood pressure to crash, and your lungs to fill. And if you're in open water, survival becomes nearly impossible before help arrives. Number 9. Northern funnel web spider. This spider isn't hiding under your bed, it's hiding in the trees. The funnel web is one of only 2 known tree-dwelling funnel web spiders found across the forests of eastern Australia. This creature can grow over 5 centimeters long, with thick legs and a bulky body that makes it hard to miss. Dark brown to pitch black in color, they blend into bark and shadow, setting up webs in high branches or crawling along the forest floor when they're hungry. If threatened, this spider doesn't run. It rises up, bares its fangs, and leaks venom from its tips as a warning. If it bites, it delivers a full dose. The venom is brutal, triggering sweating, irregular heartbeat, muscle spasms, and potentially fluid buildup in the lungs. If left untreated, it can kill. Fortunately, bites are rare, but when they do happen, they're among the most medically serious in the world. Number 8. Common death adder. It doesn't chase, it doesn't hiss. The common death adder simply waits, coiled beneath leaves, perfectly camouflaged, until something makes the mistake of getting too close. Found in forests and grasslands along Australia's eastern coast, this short, viper-like snake has a venomous strike that's faster than a blink, 0.13 seconds to be exact. And once it bites, it doesn't mess around. Its venom is packed with neurotoxins that paralyze the muscles and shut down the respiratory system. Before antivenom was developed, death adder bites had a 50% fatality rate. Today, survival depends on how fast you get help. Death can come within 6 hours. Most bites happen when people walk through brushy areas and accidentally step too close. The snake isn't hunting humans. It just mistakes your ankle for something smaller and edible. With declining numbers due to habitat loss and cane toads, sightings are rarer, but in the places it still thrives. Number 7. Australian paralysis tick. You don't need fangs, venom sacs, or stingers to be deadly. Just ask the Australian paralysis tick. Found mainly along Australia's eastern coast, especially in humid forests, this tiny parasite may look harmless, but its bite can lead to temporary paralysis, especially in pets and children. The tick's toxin can trigger severe allergic reactions, including life-threatening anaphylaxis, in sensitive individuals. Ticks go through multiple life stages, and in 3 of them, they latch onto a host to feed. The longer they stay attached, the more venom they pump in. For dogs and cats, this often results in full-body paralysis if not treated quickly. And while most human reactions are milder, itching, rashes, fatigue, some bites cause intense swelling and systemic symptoms that escalate quickly. With climate shifts pushing ticks into new areas, encounters are becoming more common. If one burrows in, remove it properly and don't wait. This isn't a bug you can ignore. Number 6. Jumper ant. Jumper ants are not your average backyard bugs. Native to Eastern Australia, these large, aggressive ants don't just crawl, they leap. Workers can grow over 1.5 centimeters long and jump more than 10 centimeters into the air, targeting ankles, legs, and anything they think threatens their territory. That behavior alone would be bad enough, but they're also armed with venom that's known to trigger life-threatening allergic reactions in humans. Identifiable by their reddish-black bodies, jumper ants are extremely territorial. They've even been observed enslaving other ant species for labor and raiding neighboring colonies. When threatened, they launch themselves forward and bite with force, injecting venom that burns for days and can lead to painful ulcers if left untreated. For those allergic, one sting is enough to cause anaphylactic shock. Unlike typical ants that scurry away, these ones fight back, fast and without hesitation. In certain regions of Australia, signs are even posted to warn hikers of jumper ant territory. Number 5. Redback spider. The redback spider doesn't need to be big to ruin your week. It's one of Australia's most notorious arachnids, and it has no problem living close to humans. You'll find them under toilet seats, inside shoes, and tucked into outdoor sheds. They're small, about the size of a pea, but the females carry a venom that hits harder than anything their size should legally be allowed to. They build messy, funnel-shaped webs and wait for prey to get trapped. Once caught, they strike fast, injecting venom and wrapping their victim in silk. Insects, lizards, even other spiders, nothing's off the menu. For humans, the bite causes intense pain, nausea, sweating, and sometimes hallucinations. Historically, they've been behind thousands of reported bites every year. The upside? There's an effective anti-venom now. The last confirmed death was in 2016, but that doesn't mean it's safe to mess with one. A bite will still wreck your body before help arrives. Number 4. Goanna. The goanna might not look like trouble from afar, but up close, it's built like a prehistoric tank with claws. Part of Australia's monitor lizard family, goannas can grow up to 2 meters long and are equipped with sharp claws, muscular tails, and saliva so bacteria-packed it can cause serious infections if they bite. These reptiles don't usually go looking for a fight, but if they feel cornered, they don't back down. When threatened, they rise up on their hind legs, puff out their throats, and go full intimidation mode. They can sprint, climb trees, and lash their tails like whips. They're often spotted in bushlands or even near campsites, drawn in by the smell of food. While not naturally aggressive, their curiosity can get them close, and if startled, they may try to climb a human, mistaking them for a tree. The best move? Keep your eyes open. Number 3. Inland taipan. The inland taipan looks unassuming, slim, smooth, often light brown or olive green, but make no mistake, this snake holds the title for most venomous in the world. Native to the remote deserts of central eastern Australia, it rarely crosses paths with humans. But if it does, you'd better hope help isn't far away. One bite contains enough venom to kill over 100 adults, and it works fast. Its venom is a terrifying mix of neurotoxins, hemotoxins, and myotoxins. That means it attacks your nervous system, your blood cells, your muscles, basically your entire body all at once. Within an hour, victims can experience full respiratory failure, internal bleeding, and muscle breakdown. Thankfully, the snake is shy and rarely bites unless provoked, and modern anti-venom has made survival much more likely. Still, getting bitten in the middle of nowhere, hours from medical care, turns this already horrifying snake into a race-against-the-clock kind of nightmare. Number 2. Textile cone snail. Don't be fooled by the pretty shell, that delicate spiral you're tempted to pick up on the beach. It might be hiding one of the deadliest snails on the planet. The textile cone snail, found in Australian waters, doesn't bite or sting, it harpoons, and it doesn't stop at one strike. It has a rotating arsenal of venom-loaded teeth, each one sharp as a needle and ready to fire. This snail doesn't hunt for survival, it hunts with precision. Its venom is a cocktail of neurotoxins powerful enough to paralyze and kill. The sting may feel like a bee at first, but within minutes, the effects can escalate to blurred vision, muscle failure, and respiratory collapse. There's no anti-venom. If you're stung by a large cone snail, the only option is to get on life support and wait for your body to push the toxins out. Number 1. Blue-ringed octopus. Small, stunning, and silent. That's the blue-ringed octopus. It doesn't scream danger, but it should. At just the size of a golf ball, it hides in tidal pools and coral reefs around Australia, blending into rocks and sand until it feels threatened. That's when the bright blue rings flare up like a neon warning sign. It's not a bluff. Inside that tiny body is enough venom to kill 26 full-grown adults. The toxin is called tetrodotoxin, and it paralyzes muscles so fast that people can go from walking to breathless in minutes. The worst part? The bite itself doesn't hurt, so most victims don't even realize they've been stung until they start feeling numb, then dizzy, then unable to breathe. And there's no anti-venom. The only way to survive is to get on a ventilator and hope your body can flush the poison out in time. That's it. No cure, no miracle shot, just hope and oxygen. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.